I volunteered in 1941 to join the Navy. I was eventually sent to Collingwood for a signals training course and qualified as an ordinary signalman at the pay of £1 per week. When I volunteered for subs, apparently there was a shortage, shall we say, of people doing that sort of thing. They whipped me off pretty quickly and sent me up to Blythe in near Newcastle for a high pressure 2 weeks course to learn all about electronics, diesel engines, water pressures, everything else. You learn the lesson of tolerance. You're living absolutely on top of each other. And you have one meal a day, which was approximately 2 o'clock in the morning, the only time you're on the surface, so that they could cook could get a meal ready. At 6 weeks and 2 days, I lost 2.5 stone. Food was a luxury. We started off as usual from Northern Ireland en route with, on this occasion, on a different time basis to what we'd been doing. What I mean is, 2 groups were operating backwards and forwards to Gib, Aliyah 54 and 55. And because of the timing factor, if you were taken out of your time slot because of repairs or anything like that, we then set off on a different slot, shall we say, to what we'd normally be doing. And that slot had been, shall we say, known to the Germans, and they knew that a particular group would be leaving Northern Ireland, and they had lined up their wolf packs to attack it. And as we learnt later on, that eventually there were about 14 U-boats literally waiting for us 2 or 3 days out of Gib. And it started by ships being sunk suddenly, and myself seeing an actual torpedo coming towards us that went straight across our bows. I couldn't speak, I just pointed and saw it coming. And it went across and knocked this ammunition ship out. Now, that itself gets you keyed up. And then you see other ships blowing up and you hear them on the radio. You're not allowed to stop to pick anybody up, because if you did, you were a sitting target. And I distinctly remember, because the signal was sent out, you hoist this black ball at the starboard yard arm. That is exactly the order that went out, to fly that, and that signified that friendly aircraft are coming over to help you. But then when this Catalina came out and dropped the depth charge, all, shall we say, reasoning just went by the board. And it was a case of, we're being attacked, right, shoot it down. So everything opened up with whatever armament they'd got. All these ships opened up. Of course, it didn't stand a chance. It was only just at mast height. It wasn't sort of 3,000 feet up in the sky. It was literally at the end of your gun. And that was it. We had at the time got an airman on board who was getting passage out to Cape Town to go somewhere else. And he was standing alongside me. He wept. And that was it. It happened. It happened.